as African people when somebody passes away. We spoke about issues of fetching the spirits from the scene of the accident or from the scene of where the person lived, bringing the spirit home, or and ensuring that zonkama rituals that need to be done are done. There's a ritual of making sure umzimba we are gezwa, we bath the body, the body comes home and be with the family, and maybe we do that umlindelo, line at night ritual, and we can't do umlindelo now because the body is not supposed, according to the COVID-19 regulations, the body cannot come home. At the same time, as family, we find closure by actually viewing the body and saying our goodbyes to the person in whichever way that we as the relatives want to say our goodbyes, and actually say, find closure and say it's done. But COVID-19, again, the regulations are the body or the coffin should not be open at no point should the coffin be opened, regardless of how the person left us. So, those things. I mean, we covered issues of the man of the family. Then you be supposed to slaughter a cow or something like that. I mean, what happens to the Shembe people where they actually don't use coffins, they use komba. Which then would mean to slaughter a cow. But if you slaughter a cow for 50 people, which are also not supposed to sleep over, we're supposed to just congregate and leave, then how do we justify that? What do we do with that, So those were the things that we were trying to make sense of. And if there's anyone who actually would want to join me in the conversation, you can send me a request and we can have this conversation some more. I mean, we're locked down, we're at home, and maybe you can shed some light and actually help me through as well, because what triggered this whole situation is also I've just recently lost my aunt, and I won't be able to go to the funeral because of the issues of permit and all of that. But at the same time, we were saying, be it May that I'm very close family and I'm allowed then to go, I get the permit and then I go and I make that 50. In terms of safety, are we also comfortable we've been quarantining for so long to try and keep safe, and away from the disease, and now you are exposing yourself to go and be with these 50 people who are coming from different provinces, who are coming from different environments. You don't know if they were quarantining, if they were taking care of themselves, the issues of your own immune system, if it's strong enough to be in that area. That's also a problem, as much as we were just looking at, the government saying, don't go, but okay, now they're saying go. Are you comfortable to go? Are you not scared? Ukuthi mawufika khona people not going to telela you or what? So so those were the things that we were talking about, and we were saying, unfortunately, it's sad, it's sad because right now, I know Insta's Ngoma was also suggesting or concurring with me in saying, right now, the only thing that I feel we can do, maybe to just explain and pasha and say to our people, it's not that we are defying, or it's not that we're being rebellious and not wanting to do the things that needs to be done, but it's the situation that we're in now, which I strongly believe they also understand, they also can see what is happening this side, and so they need to be able to bear with us and give us guidance in terms of so how then do we deal with this. But over and above the traditional or the cultural issues, there's also the issue of grieving. How do you find closure when yourself? How do you deal with all of this? Because grieving for all of us is comes in different layers, comes in different stages, and it takes us certain events or certain situations that make us sikwazi ukuthi siphole. And I feel like some of us are going to find ourselves diagnosed with maybe complicated grief after this whole situation, because we haven't really dealt with the situation, because maybe the coping mechanism that you can actually do right now is to just shut down, and just pretend as if nothing happened. So yeah, that was what we were just trying to talk about with Ukokulwazi Kubungoma.sa. So this was just wrapping up, and thank you guys for coming along to just help us wrap up. And then she has requested that I do a video that she can share on her Insta, so I'll do that. But tomorrow I'll be live on my Facebook page, Dlamini-Ngcoya, and discussing this topic further, but going more onto the psychological impact or psychological effects of not being able to grieve for your loved ones due to this COVID-19. So that will be tomorrow at 2 on my Facebook page, Dlamini-Ngcoya Healing Space. And yeah, and that one, like I say, like today, because I was hosted by Ubungoma.sa, so we went more on looking on the traditional or the cultural aspects of things. And but tomorrow we will then cover the psychological, the physical, and the spiritual, because we have to look at things in a holistic manner. We don't just look at the one, because the one always impacts the other, no matter what, whatever you think, it is going to impact the other. So that's why then I will discuss it holistically tomorrow. But I hope everyone that has lost somebody or going through whatever sort of grieving that they're going through right now, I am praying for healing for all of you. I am praying for strength for all of you. I am praying that you find closure in this difficult time, and that your loved ones also find peace, or as we say, they must rest in peace, knowing that we love them. It's not that as baphelezalanga because it's ngabathandi, but it was just because of the circumstances that we find ourselves in this country. But thank you very much for joining. Okay, bye.